event, and I think that was done at Dr. Tony Santangelo's office, but I was able to go and to attend. And lo and behold, our hospitality and culinary arts department was there, and they did an awesome job. They were very professional, and everybody was just, they just loved the food and they loved their character, how they, handle themselves. And I kudos to Miss Louise McLean, I think, and she did a wonderful job, and she's doing a wonderful job with the culinary arts department. So I wanted to give her a shout out. We had a hometown Christmas, and I was able, I think that was on December the 3rd, and Rayford Chamber of Commerce was in charge of that. Liz McNeil and Rayford Chamber of Commerce, and lo and behold, I saw Meredith, and they were giving out books to just people who wanted books. I saw Barbara walking down the street, and we just was there having a grand old time. It was just it was a good feeling. This year wasn't as cold as it was the year before last, because I don't think they had it last year. But had a good time there. Let's see. And the entire school board attended the Native American Scholarship banquet, and it was a great time that we had. And of course, Dr. Dallas was there as well with some of the other employees, and we had it at the Robert A. Wright Agriculture Building. So next year, that was the first time that we had it that we were there, and we did not all sit together. Normally we all sit together, and so Della, you have an assignment. Next year, we want to just, even if we have it at that building, and I know they have round tables, we want to be able to sit together. But it was awesome. I would like to say that Mr. Livingston is here, and Mr. Livingston was a Polk County employee some years ago, and I found out he was my cousin, but I do want to let you know that back in the day, when I was in school, I was in theater. And Mr. Livingston, you probably don't remember, but George Jefferson's show, when Florence Jefferson was on the show, and Mr. Livingston played Billy D. Williams, and I played Florence, and we had a little skit thing going on, and it was awesome, You remember? You want my hand to fall off? You remember that? But anyway, it's just good to see Mr. Livingston in the audience. I'm going to ask if any of the board members have anything that they want to say. If you went somewhere or show up.
I would like to say, on yesterday, I would like to thank Dr. Register for coordinating the visits. And I would like to thank Dr. Dallas and Dr. Rancher. They were both there. And thank y'all for taking out time in your busy schedules. I did a tour at Hawkeye Sands, McLaughlin, Upchurch, and the high school. And I say that I didn't have enough time to visit everybody's school, but I will be doing more visits as the year comes. So I can put my face out there, and y'all know that I'm a school board member. So thanks to all the teachers that are working really hard and diligent with the students here during this pandemic season.
Okay. Anyone else? Oh, yeah, and we have in the audience, I'm sorry, the principal and the teacher of the year. I think they're going to be recognized a little later on, but congratulations to you. You're going to be recognized, and you definitely deserve it. Next on the agenda is the approval of the agenda.
Madam Chair, make a motion that we approve of the agenda.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that we approve the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. The agenda is approved. Next on the agenda is the selection of the chair. And before we go into the selections, I just want to take this opportunity to say it has been awesome serving you guys and being on this board and serving the board. It has been doubly awesome, if that's a word, serving Dr. Dallas and working along beside her. The dynamics sort of changed because we're a different board. We have Keisha now. And then we have a new superintendent. So the dynamics, last time I was chair, has changed, but it's changed for the better. And we are still a great board. We're moving forward. To move forward in this pandemic community is a great thing. And the chain has not been broken. And we certainly thank God for that. That's what we have to thank for that, because the chain has not been broken. So it was great serving you guys. And now I yield to our president.
Thank you. Good evening, board members. Time for the board's annual organizational meeting. We'll start with nominations for chair. If there's only one nomination for chair, then we'll proceed by voice vote. If there's more than one nomination, then we'll proceed by ballot. So open up the floor for nominations for chair.
Mr. Attorney, I move to vote for Ms. Irish Pickett to be chair of the Hope County School Board.
I'll second.
Any other nominations? All right, nominations are now closed. All in favor of Ms. Pickett as board chair, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Ms. Pickett. Now open up the floor for vice chair.
Mr. Attorney,
Yes.
I nominate Rosemary Charles McCray as vice chair.
Any other nominations? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Ms. Pickett, would you like to have anything that you want to say? That's true.
Mr. McCallum, I would just like to say thank you all for your vote of confidence and trust in me. We have always been a team and have always been here for each other. And the history goes on. Not anything has changed. We will continue to be that team we've always been. And our number one priority has always been our children, and it will continue to be our children, all children, everybody's children. That's at Hope County. So our goal, is to ensure that they receive the best education, the quality education from Hope County schools, and it will continue. We will always work as a team to support our superintendent, the staff, teachers, students, this whole kind of community. So we look forward to working as hard as ever this coming year. Thank you, sir.
May I speak, Mr. Chair? I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for believing in me, Barbara, and the rest of the board. And I'm going to do my best again to serve you and serve the community and the kids. Of course, children are our business. That's what we do. That's why we're here, and we've got to keep that at the forefront. And certainly, so thank you again for just voting for me. I will not make you ashamed. Okay. Next on the agenda is Spotlight on Success, and I will yield to our awesome superintendent.
So thank you, Madam Chair and members. This evening, we do have 3 items for Spotlight on Success. Our first item is the very special recognition of our Order of the Longleaf Pine Award recipients. The Order of the Longleaf Pine is the highest award for state service granted by the Office of the Governor. This evening, we are awarding 4 amazing individuals who retired from education with 30 or more years of service in the state of North Carolina. Woo! 30 or more years. Since 1963, North Carolina's governors have reserved their highest honor, the Order of the Longleaf Pine, for persons who have made significant contributions to the state and their communities through their exemplary service and exceptional accomplishments. During their 30-plus years of selfless and dedicated service, these educators have they've established many relationships and have worked with countless students. If you had to count them, how many would you have, Ms. Hollingsworth? Think about how many students you have come in contact with over the years, and the countless colleagues and the families. Your influence has been immeasurable and far-reaching. Their unwavering commitment to so many students and families makes them all very deserving of this high honor. So at this time, we're going to turn it over to Representative Garland Pierce, who will begin the honors.
I just want to make sure I'm doing it right. I didn't turn my back to the audience. But I'm just glad to be here this afternoon to share with these very fine educators who have dedicated their lives to education and continue to do what they can to make a difference. We know that, but some are still in the school system, tutoring and doing different things. So I'm just delighted to be here. And these 5 individuals, one unable to be here, but between all of them, they have 188 years of service to the state of North Carolina. And that's quite a feat. And it's a great legacy that they leave. And when you think about, I went to finished Fayetteville State. And the first course I took, some of y'all might remember, was the Foundation of Education, Mr. C.I. Brown over at Fayetteville State University. And I thought about that over the years. The foundation is that one really has to have passion and love for education to be a great education. You get to be that way in order to work with boys and girls. So we're going to start with Mrs. Arrington first, if that's all right with you, Madam.
Yes, sir.
Is Ms. Arrington with us tonight?
So Ms. Arrington, Rochelle Arrington.
Right here, my dear.
Oh.
Ms. Arrington has 31 years of service. 31 years.
Please read that to her.
Yes.
I will, yeah. That's why I'm here, Superintendent. State of North Carolina, Roy Cooper, Governor, repose special confidence in the integrity, learning, and zeal of Miss Rochelle, if I pronounce that right, Arrington. I do by these presents confer the Order of the Longleaf Pine with the rank of Ambassador Extraordinaire, privileged to enjoy full all rights granted to members of this exalted order, among which is a special privilege to propose the following North Carolina toast in selected company anywhere in the free world. Here's to the land of the longleaf pine, the summer land where the sun does shine, where the wheat grows strong and the strong grow great. Here's to down home, the old North State, Governor Roy Cooper. And you can see the date we got that. So we had just getting here tonight. So congratulations. Congratulations. Superintendent.
Ms. Arrington, do you want to say
Okay.
a couple of things, and then we'll do some pictures?
Okay.
Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Thank you to my husband, my mother, my daddy, my children. Thank you to everybody for having faith in me. Ashley, stand up. Marlon, standing up. And Alicia, and my grandson, Mayor. Thank you, thank you. I couldn't have done it without, I had 22 great years in Hope County. I'm gonna sit down now.
We'll do some pictures of the board members. This is a big moment.
Yeah, it is.
So,
Come on, we're gonna do it with everybody.
And let me say this while they're coming. It takes 3 of your colleagues, the folks that knew you, to write these letters of reference for you. So you had 3, okay? So yes, ma'am. So you had 3 of your colleagues who wrote letters on your behalf to the governor. They came through my office and I forwarded on to the governor. So it took 3 outstanding letters from your colleagues to write this for you to receive this award tonight. And I think we know who they are. If you'd like to know, just let me know.
About scooching in. Just for a minute for the picture. Ready? And go real fast. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo-hoo. Okay, there you go.
Family? You want family to come up and get a good family shot with everybody? Family, come on up. Gotta hang this on the wall.
After you, if you want to just stand there, I'd like to get a picture of it. Okay.
Get us all.
Well, you want us to sit down?
It might go.
Ready? Everybody look right here. If you want to drop mask for 2 seconds, take picture. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 2. Hang on, another camera. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, take it. Thank you.
All right, congratulations.
All right.
I think you can laugh.
You know, just stay up here.
Miss, that Donna, I want to pronounce it right. Mrs. Donna Jackson, is that correct? And Mrs. Jackson, also 31 years of service, and congratulations to you. We can stand up here. And I'd just like to read these, each individual will hear it, but it's the state of North Carolina, Roy Governor, repose special confidence in the integrity, learning, and zeal of Donna Jackson. I do by these present confer the order of the Longleaf Pine with the rank of ambassador, extraordinary privilege to enjoy full all rights granted to members of this exalted order, among which is a special privilege to repose the following North Carolina toes in selected company anywhere in the world, free world. Here's to the land of the Longleaf Pine, the summer land where the sun does shine, where the weak grow strong and the strong grow great. Here's to down home, the old North State. Congratulations.
Wasn't expecting that speech. I just want to say this is such an honor. I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm used to standing up for grants and things like that, but not for this. I was a little taken back by it, but it is such an honor. I want to thank my family who stood behind me. I passed the teaching gene on to my son. Yay! I did 31 plus years right here in my home county, and I'm back to it part-time. Couldn't walk away totally, but thank you so much.
And family, if you want to start walking out for a picture in just a second, you can. Everybody scoot in. Okay, you still ready?
Man, just a second.
Feel comfortable? I want to see that. We
Just for a second.
Just a second. Ready? 1, 2.
Wait a minute.
Okay, family. Ready? You're gonna take one like this. Real quick. 1, 2, 3. Easy. Okay, family, if you want to join.
Which one? Which one?
This is your whole family. Teachers, young lady teachers.
All right, you ready? All right, ready? We good? One more, yep. 1, 2, 3. Got it, thank you.
I love all these ladies that came up, and I love this one especially. Miss Queen Esther Hollingsworth Shaw. Basketball coach, and a lot of jobs. Thank you. Just glad to see you again this afternoon. I was out to school and I was surprised when I walked in. I'm like, what are you doing? Still out in the classroom. Thank you for all that you're doing. And we won't hold the program up long, but we've heard it already, and I won't do that to you. I know you've heard it. But we just want to thank you for receiving the Longleaf Pie tonight. 41 years. What year did you start? All right, I'm sorry. But on behalf of the governor, I just want to present to you, as we did all the others, the order of Longleaf Pie, and congratulations to you. That took 3 of your colleagues to write the letters. That wasn't a hard thing for any of you to have colleagues who congratulate you for outstanding service. And the governor obliged tonight by the order of the Longleaf Pie. And congratulations to you.
Thank you. Well, I'm not even gonna complain about that first name up there, Queen. All of you that know me, I go by F. So. But it is indeed a pleasure and honor to receive this award. I didn't know that people had to nominate you for this. I thought if you worked 30 years, you got it. And I do thank you. I thank you for supporting me. It's kind of bittersweet. You know, you work, you build your life around the school system, and one day you have to leave. That's reality. But then you have nice people who will call and say, you can come back. And I thank you for that, because you didn't have to. You didn't have to ask me to come back. And I'm hoping that I did touch someone's life, because many of you touched my life. You can tell when you're getting old because you have to do a lot of things that you're not used to doing. And I'm just happy to be here. I thank my family. I thank people who pushed me. You stayed on me because you felt like I could do it. And sometimes that's all it takes, even in our classroom with our students, is to push them and let them know you can do this. And I thank you. I'm not gonna say anything else because I didn't know we were gonna say something. But I do thank you anyway, and I thank our representative Pierce. And he did come to the classroom and shocked me too. To see him walk in the classroom, I was used to seeing him in the gym, at the basketball games, you know, or in church. But I do thank you all for honoring me, and I'm still hanging in there. Hoping I'll be back in January to the math when my principal just waved her hand over there. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. To my family, you're here. They always support me. I was the mother last month, but now Jessica and Bianca, they are my mothers and my granddaughter. So I thank you all for supporting me and staying on me and making sure that I'm taking care of self first.
Yeah.
Family, if you want to start coming up, we'll do some with y'all next. Speak in.
There
you go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. You have family that want to join in?
Of course.
Yeah. Hey, that little lady. This lady. You ready? You ready? You want to come in? Ready? Don't want to come down real quick, long enough for a picture. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Thank you. Good job.
least, in our presence tonight, we have Miss Patricia Michaels, 43 years of outstanding service in our community.
We got 44, because I can't even. That's my heart. She knows, she been has the point.
You can't start taking over talking. You can't start taking over. Okay. State of North Carolina, Roy Cooper, Governor, repose special confidence in the integrity, learning, and zeal of Patricia Michaels. I do by these present confer the Order of the Longleaf Pine with the rank of Ambassador Extraordinary, privileged to enjoy full and all rights granted to members of this exalted order, among which is a special privilege to repose the following North Carolina toast and selected company anywhere in the free world, anywhere you go, okay? Here's to the land of the longleaf pine, the summer land where the sun does shine, where the weak grow strong and the strong grow great. Here's to down home, the old state. Congratulations to you tonight. Is it 46 or 43? What do you want?
44 kind of time with Miss Pickett.
Okay. Anybody got a magic marker? Here you go.
For the age of 20.
All right,
okay?
congratulations to you. Speech.
Well, I must allude to the fact, but like I was addressing the fact, I've been in Hope County setting in this county. I was accepted by Miss Pickett when I was the age of 20 years of age.
Wow.
She had compassion. I left the university at the age of 20 and went to her, and she had the compassion of Job, the patience and calmness of a saint. And I fell in love with her, and my whole family fell in love. My mother thought she was a precious woman. She was taking care of her baby, okay? But yeah, it's been a lengthy time, but that throughout that entire time, I thank God that you were part of my life. Yes. You blessed me, and I gained a lot of insight from you. So thank you for loving me. Even Mr. Raz Autry and Mr. J.W. Turlington, who had to show me all the ways how to operate all the equipment in the school, every AV equipment that was there. But it was precious. All that was like a building for me to become who I have become. And I thank God for every opportunity for my family members, for those who've been a part of my life, who've been the wind beneath my wings. Because it was not for that support system. Peggy, I'm talking about you, without the support system, prayer partners and people that have been there down through the years. Maxine, Billy, Harold, and Sheila, you know you're my heart. Those who've been there down through the years to give me that extra and the silent time of prayers when I'm not anywhere near them, that made a difference. So thank you for your love. And this is for you.
All right.
While we take this picture first.
Come on. Oh.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. And Michael, if you want to, you can take it down or you're good. Here, 1, 2, 3, real quick. Okay, there we go. Come on, Dr. Lee.
These are prayer partners.
Come on, Billy.
They love me in spite of me.
Back up, yes, group. I was like, I gotta live, so you know you recall. I tell you what, how are you getting it back there behind?
I'm good.
There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 2 seconds. Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Let's do all of it, man.
Oh, okay. You finally tracked it down.
next on the agenda is Regional of the Year recognition.
Yep, so our second item this evening is the recognition of the 2022 Burrs Welcome Fund Sand Hills Region Teacher of the Year, Ms. Elizabeth Santamore, and the 2022 Burrs Welcome Sand Hills Region Principal of the Year, Mr. Antonio Covington. From East Hill Middle School, my. A historic moment for Hope County Schools. This may be the first time in North Carolina history that the Regional Teacher of the Year and Regional Principal of the Year are coming from the same school. We did not plan that. So at this time, please let me ask Dr. Don Ramsor and Dr. Shannon Register to help recognize our winners.
All right.
So I'm gonna start with a short story about Miss Santamore. It's all good, it's all good. So I just want to share with you all, when I first met Miss Santamore, she was very anxious to start her teaching career. But I have to say, I just noticed immediately her love for teaching, her passion for children. During the interview, I distinctly remember noticing how she seemed to cherish the idea of working with students and their families. And she was committed to providing each and every one of them with what they needed. I was excited about bringing a dedicated and passionate teacher on board who was not only knowledgeable about best practices, but was dedicated to providing opportunities for all children, especially those with the greatest need. Ms. Santamore did not disappoint. Conversely, she has done more than I could have ever imagined. Despite the challenges that she sometimes faced in her classroom, she always had a positive, can-do attitude, and she put children first. Ms. Santamore's enthusiasm for teaching and learning is evident to anyone she meets. She is a lifelong learner who is committed to honing her craft, always searching for opportunities to learn more and challenge herself. Any words used to describe Ms. Santamore would not be adequate enough to truly explain how phenomenal she has been during her tenure here in Hope County. I cannot think of a better representative for the Sand Hills Regional Teacher of the Year than Miss Elizabeth Santamore.
Goodness.
Ms. Santamore, is that you?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
That's an awesome name.
Thank you.
This plaque says making the grade, Elizabeth Santamore, Sand Hills Region Teacher of the Year 2021-22, presented by the Hope County Board of Education, December 14th, 2021. Congratulations to you.
Okay, so yesterday, Mr. Covington came up and he's like, I hope you're preparing a couple remarks. And I'm glad I got to go first because I know his are going to be brilliant. But immediately, I thought of a story from about five years ago at open house. I had a parent come into my room, and you know open house is that exciting. Your room's ready, all the stuff's out on the desk, you're in your best outfit, and you're excited to meet your kids. He came in and he looked me in my face and he said, why are you still here? Why are you in Hope County? And the conversation could have gone one of two ways. And I immediately, in true Santamore fashion, said, I know why I'm here. And I told him about our one-to-one initiatives. I told him about the support of the leadership within our county beyond my school. I told him that I can call the assistant superintendent of human resources just to say I had a bad day. I told him about the investment that you guys have made in my growth and the grace you have shown in my mistakes. And so 10 years later, well, 5 years later from that, but 10 years later since I got to meet you, I am so excited to tell the state of North Carolina why Hope County and why I'm here and why we are the best county in the state of North Carolina. So I cannot wait to travel. I cannot wait to fight for the state position. And I cannot wait to represent everybody here in that manner. So thank you. Yes, please come take
All aboard.
Let's get on the other side.
Oh, I want to drop. Ready? One. Ready? Miss Della's hooked down there on here. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
My parents are here, and then my two teacher besties, but they don't want to come up. But
Anybody
I
want
can
to
take
come on up? Quick picture. You gotta see the moment. Although when she makes the state, we'll all be back here. Right? We'll all be back here.
And you'll be back.
Covington will be there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right here, you want to be like on your
Yeah.
You good? Everybody ready? Everybody stay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I do want to say a few words about a God-fearing man, a man with integrity and character, a man who loves children, and a man who has a win personality. Win is what's important now. This person is Antonio Covington. Over the past 17 years in education, Mr. Covington has been a business teacher, a scholarship coordinator, college and career ready coordinator, athletic coach, CTE testing coordinator, assistant principal, and principal.
My goodness.
And during these times, he has won several accolades. Teacher of the Year at Westover High School in 2009, Instructional Support Staff of the Year in 2014 at Hope County High School, Assistant Principal of the Year in 2018-19 for Hope County Schools, Principal of the Year in 2021-22 school year, and now has been named Sand Hills Regional Principal of the Year. A few words I wanted to say that really embodies what he stands for. In his application, he wrote, "My servant leadership style is anchored by relationships, professional development, empowerment, and feedback. He believes in removing all obstacles that can prevent a child from learning. He believes it all starts with relationships. He believes the absence of relationships can inflict difficulty on any student. And as an administrator, he models this philosophy with his teachers by making it a priority to build great relationships with all his staff. Teachers feel comfortable, welcomed, and protected and receptive to any of the professional development that's offered at his school. Daily, he provides his team with motivational reminders and creating an atmosphere for teachers to talk to him about their likes and dislikes, as well as support them so they can achieve success in the classroom as well as in their personal life. I am sure that he is visible throughout the school building on a daily basis. Students and staff know that he's approachable and he is present at East Hope Middle School. Now, I would like to say behind every good man, and I say good, is a great woman. A couple of years ago, I asked Nicole Covington, I said, well, tell me something about Mr. Covington. And she said that his favorite words to her are, you know what? You are always right. So thank you, Ms. Nicole Covington, for being right. At this time, we would like for Mr. Covington to come forth. And I also want to add, through your actions, Mr. Covington, you are creating a legacy that inspires others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and to become more. We thank you for being an excellent leader. Congratulations.
Mr. Covington, it's an honor for us to present to you this plaque this afternoon, and we would just love to say congratulations for all that you've done. And we are fortunate here in Hope County to have such a principal as you. So may I read to you what it says. Making a grade, Hope County Schools, Antonio Covington, Sand Hills Regional Principal of the Year, 2021-22, presented by the Hope County Board of Education on December 14, 2021. All right. Congratulations.
I know you have some words.
You know. See, here's the good thing. I always have words. I need to write something down, but if not, I talk forever. Y'all know that. I'm gonna keep it short. Let me get this password. I'd like to say, Madam Chair, board members, Dr. Dallas, first of all, I'd like to say, I want to thank God, who gives me the strength to do what I do. That got to stay well grounded with strong faith, and that's what this is all about. I'd like to thank my supportive wife, Nicole Covington. Without her support, I couldn't do any of this. So Dr. Register was always, she's always right. Dr. Register stole that from my speech right here. And then my daughters, Amari Covington and Annalise Covington, for sacrificing the time, as well as the late hours. Amari's in 6th grade now. She goes to my school, and I had lunch the other day with some other kids, and she told me later that she felt left out. And I was like, wow, like that really touched my heart. That, how much we pour into students, that we never want to neglect our own in our own house. So I definitely want you girls to know I love you. And in my mind, I'm doing this all for you guys. Thank you, Amari and Annalise, for sharing me with other students, because a lot of my students don't have dads. And that's one of the things that's kind of giving me a drive as I've been going through what I've been going through. And I like that. I want to thank Hope County for an opportunity. I'd like to thank Dr. Williamson and my pastor, Dr. Braxton, for talking me into going into administration. And I know this panel remembers, I was still vying for that football coach job. I was saying, if there's one last request, is the football job still open? But it was a great choice. They saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, so I definitely thank my pastor, Dr. Williamson, for talking me into taking that plunge into administration. I'd like to thank Hope County Schools, the whole system as a whole. I worked in 3 different school districts, but by far, that's my pitch for bringing teachers in, is that Hope County is by far the best school district I've ever worked for, with the most support when it comes to all things. We got support in everything we do, so I really felt like Hope County made this campaign easy. I feel confident that I can talk about any conversation that has to do with education, and that is because I've been here in Hope County, and Hope County did that for me. So I really thank Hope County, and I look forward to the state recognition. I look forward to it. I welcome that on. People can't do what we do in Hope County, and I'm going to shout that from the mountaintops. I heard Santa Moore's speech. We're going to do that together. We're bringing the state to Hope County. Okay. And then I had other great mentors along the way, and I definitely will not list them all. There's just so many. Everybody has valuable parts in our lives, but I definitely want to thank Coach Milton Butts, Ms. Mary McLeod, Mr. Roger Edwards, Mr. John Moore, Dr. Shannon Register, and Dr. Adele Baldwin. I'm so grateful to have part, God just kind of lines it up so that people come in contact with you. You meet people and they impact your lives, and I definitely thank God for that. And then, definitely having a great staff at East Hope Middle School. I thank the staff, because you know, you can't lead if you don't have anybody to follow. And I thank two outstanding upcoming administrators, my assistant principals, that hold it down. They're gonna be holding it down like Sansamore talking about is traveling. I'm gonna check on what kind of traveling I can do. The AP is gonna hold it down at East Hope Middle School. But I do thank everyone, and God bless you.
Ready? Let's see, Matt, I'll go 2 seconds, please. And family, if y'all wanna start moving this way, 1, 2, 3, cheese. And Elizabeth, you wanna come up when we finish this? I wanna get a picture of you and Mr. Covington with, Representative Pierce. It's always right, needs to get right there. Okay, ready? Okay, right here. Ready, 1, 2, is it Amari? Scooch over just a little bit, I can't see your pretty face. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There you go, thank you.
Lots of smiling. Yeah, good. Smiling for good reasons.
Put your get in the middle. One, two, we got ready, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, our third spotlight on success is the artwork display at the Board of Education. This month's display is provided by West Oak Elementary School. And Madam Chair and members, that does conclude our spotlight on success for this evening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dallas. Next on the agenda is public comments. I need to attorney.
We have one member, person who signed up for public comment, Chris Holland. As a reminder, you have 2 minutes. Yes, sir.
Good evening, Superintendent Dallas, school board members, Representative Pierce. Glad you stuck around to save me a phone call because this is something that I'd like to discuss with you as well. So yesterday, the U.S. Department of Commerce announced a finalist in its $1 billion Build Back Better Regional Challenge. The North Carolina Biotechnology Center out of Raleigh was one of those finalists. The center focuses on life science manufacturing and has submitted a proposal to create a national life science manufacturing base here in North Carolina. This proposal begins by linking 2 needs: available jobs and people who need them. 13 of the 14 counties designated by the Economic Development Administration, the federal government, as persistent poverty, and 31 of the 41 Tier 1 most economically depressed, Polk County being one of them, as measured by the state of North Carolina, are covered by this proposal. To address this disparity, this proposal aims to replicate the resilience that life science manufacturing has injected into several of our communities statewide. A sizable portion of these jobs, despite the complex scientific products they produce, don't require a PhD or even a bachelor's degree. Many of the skills can be had with a GED, plus an industry-tailored 9-week certification program. The Biotechnology Center intends to bring together institutions of learning, prepare sites for life science manufacturing facilities in distressed counties, and leverage current and planned community programs to support those transitioning to these jobs. Each facility represents an investment of hundreds of millions of dollars and hundreds of jobs averaging $102,000 yearly, with early career salaries around $55,000. The basis for all this development is education. I ask that the school board investigate how Hope County can be considered for inclusion in this program if this company actually wins their proposal. Work with Sand Hills Community College to ensure that our high school curriculum provides the detailed curriculum and provides the skills necessary to pursue this type of training. Leaders at all levels of government must work together to increase the prosperity of our county. All right, I intend to speak with the dean at Sand Hills as well as the Board of County Commissioners about how we can all work together to improve the lives and opportunity for our residents. Thank you for the opportunity to address the board, and I look forward to what we can accomplish together in the future. Are there any questions? So just a real quick time lapse, a little bit of time, I think. What we're looking at is March of 2022 is when these companies have to have their proposals submitted for phase 2 of the selection process. So what I'm proposing is we as a county, as a community, we get ahead of that curve. Don't wait for somebody to come looking for us. Let's let them know that, hey.
It's 3 minutes is up.
It is up? Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. If you have any questions, please call me.
Anyone else with public comment?
Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. I would like to get a motion.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
May I have a question?
Right, is that, we wanted to remove 2 for further?
Yes, yes, before we complete the process, I would like to ask the superintendent if she would consider moving maybe number 6 for further discussion at a later date.
Yes, ma'am.
The trip.
Yeah.
So we want before we approve the consent agenda with all of the items, Ms. Pickett is asking to table number 6.
Where would we want to place number 6 on the agenda under?
We want to come back to it later on. We need some more information.
Oh, okay, so it's just not going to be considered.
Not
Right,
gonna be-
so we can get them more information about the details of the trip.
Okay, so if someone can make a motion to approve the consent agenda, items number 1 through 5.
Okay. So I need.
Yes.
go ahead. I need-
Yes, I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda, then items 1 through 5 only.
Second. Second. Are there any questions? I have a question. I have a question for the state budget. Hold on. Yeah, the state budget, and I'm looking at the textbooks and the I wanted to know, what is the difference between, and I don't know why I don't know, school technology and digital learning?
The school technology is for the infrastructure.
Uh-huh.
The digital learning is for digital content and literacy and staff development for teachers. So the technology is for the WAN, the infrastructure, those type of items.
So we got $2 allocated to that?
So far, yes. The budget was just approved November 18th, so we haven't received our allocation yet. All we've gotten so far is our interest on our fines and forfeitures.
Okay, so is the textbooks tangible or is it digital?
The textbooks they're tangible, but we can move them to another allocation, which will make them where we can buy software.
Okay. All right. My question is answered. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion has been approved. So all of the consent agenda is approved except for number 6. Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda is action items. I will yield to House Superintendent.
Good evening. Thank you, Madam Chair. Chair and members, we have one action item for this evening. And action item number 1 is the review of our district face mask policy. As you know, under Senate Bill 654, a public school unit shall vote on their face covering policy at least once a month to determine whether it should be modified. At our July 29th Board of Education meeting, we voted that face coverings would be required inside all buildings and on all school transportation for all students and staff, pre-K through 12, regardless of vaccination status. Face coverings are not required when outdoors and are recommended when in crowded outdoor settings. At our last 3 Board of Education meetings, we voted to maintain our current face covering policy. This is the policy that we have followed since the onset of the school year. At our last board meeting, we were very optimistic because the numbers in Hope County were heading in the right direction and we were seeing a decline in the number of positive cases in our schools. At the November board meeting, the local metric showed a 7-day percent positivity of 5.36%, and we had moved into orange, which was indicating a county transmission rate of substantial. Unfortunately, our local metrics indicate that Hope County is back in the red, indicating we have a high community transmission rate. Our 7-day positivity rate is up to 11.82%, which is twice our percent from last month. With a county transmission rate of high, the CDC does recommend that everyone continue to wear a mask in public indoor settings. Given that our school population is largely not yet vaccinated, face coverings remain a critical tool for protecting our children and keeping them safe in our classrooms. Our current vaccination rate for people aged 5 or older is approximately 33.7%. The North Carolina DHHS guidance recommends schools continue to implement a universal face covering requirement if they are located in a county with high or substantial community transmission level. So we still consider face coverings to be one of our most important mitigation strategies. We cannot stop the virus, but we know that it does help reduce the spread in our buildings. So at this time, does anyone have any comments or would like to make any recommendations or modifications to our current policy? Okay, so thank you. So based on the recommendations of CDC and the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, I am asking for approval to continue our current face covering policy.
You've heard the recommendation of the superintendent. What is the pleasure of the board?
Madam Chair, I move that we accept the recommendation of the superintendent.
I need a second.
Second.
Are there any questions? It's been moved and seconded to continue with face masks and recommendation of the superintendent. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the ayes have it. The face masks will continue.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair and members. That does conclude our action items for this evening.
Information items. Are you to the superintendent?
Okay. And again, we have 3 information items for this evening. Information item A is an update on COVID-19. Let me ask Dr. Peggy Owen, our Executive Director of Student Support Services, to please provide this update.
Madam Chair, and members of the board, Madam Superintendent. Just to provide you a brief update, next slide, please. COVID-19, Dr. Dallas just shared some data with you. And so what I'm sharing with you tonight is our 7 days from December 3rd through December 9th. Total cases for Hope County, you can see 7,631. And during that period, if you notice, there was 122 cases, positive cases, and in North Carolina, 3,606. And at that time, the positivity rate was 12.12%, and for the state of North Carolina was 7.4%. So you can see as she just, shared with you, that we are in red and continue to be, on an uphill climb, unfortunately. Death, 87, those who have been fully vaccinated is at 32%, and those who are partially vaccinated at 36%. Meredith, we just go into the dashboard. I just want to reference this. This is our local for the school system in terms of our dashboard. Normally we don't take a look at this, that you all can look on at your leisure, but because of the increase in numbers of cases, this is where we are. This is what our cases look like within the district last week. So that's one of the reasons it's so important that we continue with the mask wearing. If you compare that to a couple of weeks ago, you would look at our metrics and those were much lower. So we are experiencing an increase right now, and so we do continue to practice our protocols that we have in place. Thank you.
Dr. Owen?
Yes, ma'am.
When you say fully vaccinated, are you including the booster or just?
No, I'm not including the booster on that, but that is the 2 shots with that.
Oh,
yes, ma'am. Any other questions? Well, I'm going to continue to move forward. Also in the presentation, I left in the data from last month that we shared with you that reflected the total number from December 14, 2020 to November 3rd, 2021. There is another slide in there, and you can take a look at that. Hope County data, when we go to this page, would reflect the data for Hope County specifically in terms of those metrics that Dr. Dallas mentioned in terms of your vaccination rate, all of those things, your testing rate, all of that, you can take a look at that and see our increase. Next slide. We're just going to kind of move on. But this is the state for the state dashboard.
There we are.
Okay, the next slide, please. So in order to, one of the things that we're finding out as we experience cases, especially among our adults, that there are a number of people who are not vaccinated. As we reported to you last month, that we were in the process of working with Hope County Health Department to arrange for vaccination clinics. So we have made those arrangements for our elementary schools, which will take place January 5th, 2022 through February the 16th, 2022. And that will encompass enough time for second doses as well. So currently, all of our elementary schools are scheduled to host vaccination clinics. And so prior to us leaving from break, we will be sending out and doing a marketing campaign, sending to our parents to encourage them to bring their child in for vaccination, because the parents do have to be present at that time. So, and we've had several phone calls asking when we're going to have clinic. So we are encouraged that this will be a good effort in terms of getting this age group vaccinated. Any questions?
So although the health department is already doing students from 5 to 11.
Yes.
It's just advantageous for us to do it because the students are already there, you don't have to make any plans.
Right.
So it's just convenience and.
Yes, and one of the things, several lessons that we learned from the summer when we started vaccination with the older students is that parents were excited and they felt comfortable at the school level. And they just appreciated that we would do vaccination clinic on site at the various schools. And so that is another reason that we're doing it. So we're hoping to increase that. That's also one of those collaborative efforts with the health departments that they do actually want to get into the school as well. Yes. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
I'm wondering, do you know anything about a $75 giveaway that they're doing at the senior service building?
No, I
If
don't.
you get your shots, if you get your vaccine.
At one time, there was, Ms. Edwards had shared with me, they were looking into to see about having some incentives for the students and for the parents, but I'm not sure about the senior center. Sometimes with this, it depends on who's doing it in terms of what type of incentives that may be offered, but I'm not familiar with that. Any other questions? So the next slide, we just want to share with you, as you know, for the past 11 years, we've had our Walk for Hunger and Homelessness.
This is
Oh, I'm
item
sorry.
B. This is item B, which
Oh,
is
I'm sorry.
regarding our walk for hunger and homelessness.
I apologize.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. So as you know, for the past 11 years, we have sponsored our Walk for Hunger and Homelessness, where we actually, the schools are in competition in terms of the highest number of canned or non-perishable items. And so the 2019-20 school year, we were not able to gather, as you know, due to COVID. And so our challenge to the schools at that time was that to have a walk at each individual school. So we're not able to gather as a community. But we're proud to say that on last month, we were able to gather as a community. And as a result of the walk and raising, the collecting canned goods, we were able to donate, a total weight of 13,804 pounds of non-perishables, which value at $24,019.96, and that provides over 8,000 meals to individuals in South Texas. And so we want to say thank you to everyone who made a contribution to that. I especially want to thank those principals. I think, they kind of scattered out, but you can see on the next slide, we always reward the top 3 schools a plaque. So Rockfish, I know that there she is, okay. So Ms. Atkinson was our top winner, and we awarded them with a plaque. We came second place was Don C. and C.
We are still determined to beat Rockfish.
I wanted you all to know that the elementary schools, the principals, they had a very aggressive campaign this year. A very aggressive, and so the social workers, we just thought, and other church said no, they had it, and so we had some surprises that came in. Scurlock was 3rd place, and I just want to tell you about Scurlock too. Their beta club came in, and those young people, they were so excited. One of the things that we do with the walk for the high school students, based on the number of walks they make around the track, they are awarded volunteer service credits that go on their transcript. So the young people from Scurlock said, we want to do that too. And so we allot 2 hours, and so they can get 0.2% of credit. And so they took theirs and they walked and they stayed until 6 o'clock, board members. And they had so much fun, but it was really exciting just to be able to gather. And we did encourage everyone to practice social distances as well. But anyway, we wanted to recognize those schools. In addition to, you can see what made up that total amount. These are the other schools and their contributions. So you can see that they were very aggressive in terms of receiving those non-perishable items from their family members. So we just want to say thank you for the work that they've done. Any questions?
And it was perfect weather.
It was a really perfect weather that day. I tell you, it was wonderful. We were blessed.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Then information, item C is your monthly financial report. If you have any questions, we could direct those to our finance officer, Ms. Lenny Chavis.
Okay, thank you.
So Madam Chair, members, that does conclude our informational items for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Dallas. Next on the agenda is closed session. I'll do a motion to go into closed session, please.
Madam Chair, I know that we're going to close session
For 8 minutes. Is that okay?
I guess the rest of the board's in agreement.
Right.
I need a second. Second. So it's been moved the second to go into closed session for 8 minutes.
No,
In
Taking
an 8-minute break.
For 8 minutes.
we haven't done the process.
That's
We haven't done the process.
I asked him, was it okay?
No, we haven't done the process. We got to go
And I
in here.
said,
We got to go in this, yeah, we got to go in this right. Yeah. The board enters into closed session under North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11 to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel matters, to consider matters relating to initial employment of individual employees, and to consult with the board's attorney to reserve the attorney-client privilege.
Are you making the motion?
I make a motion for that reason.
Okay, for
Yes.
that reason. I need a second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to go into closed session for all of the reasons that Ms. Pickett stated. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We will, take about 5 minutes. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, 8 minutes.